I asked because I was just wondering what like, depending on I guess where she worked, what her like COVID sort of procedures are. But I guess if she works for the government, they're doing literally everything they can, probably.
Yeah, like when I was, I told you guys that I had to stay home this last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I was doing that, she stayed home too until we could both get tested.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was like that.
Cause you said she's like at risk for, or where she's a little more at risk than normal, right?
Yeah, she has her immune system like is fighting itself, I think is like the definition. So, yeah, she's at risk.
Yeah. Okay. I was just curious. I know California's having some trouble. We are too.
Yeah.
But California's still doing better than fucking Indiana. Holy shit.
What's going on in Indiana?
My state's like in the top 5 for like worst states. Like, we're having a massive explosion.
Oh, that seems about right, yeah.
Because I live deep in Trump country, so. Oh well. It's fine. I don't leave the house anyway, so.
Mood. Oh, wait, shit.
I just had like 4 boxes of fucking Fruity Pebbles sent to my house because I was like, I really want some cereal, but I'm not leaving to go get that shit.
That's really living the dream, honestly.
That's the future right there.
Yeah, man.
That's the Ready Player One future.
Just pop up with Fruity Pebbles. That's my shit.
Yeah.
I used to have like a shelf in my old apartment where I would just put all my cereals because I would have a fuck ton.
I just buy 3 boxes every time I go grocery
Yeah.
shopping.
I don't eat cereal, so I just don't.
It's like I don't know. It's a comfort food for me. Like I don't.
Really?
I just eat it whenever I'm like, man, I really just need some sugar in my system.
Yeah.
I need some Fruity Pebbles. I need some Cocoa Puffs. I'll destroy like a fucking massive bowl too.
That's why I don't eat them. I just have no fucking portion control.
Yeah. There's like my massive portions. Although I have kind of cut back recently because I don't know. I feel like I can't. I definitely don't eat as much as I used to. That's probably mostly because I'm not working out as much as I used to either.
I still eat it.
I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely still overweight, but
It's bad.
I think me, it's more of a mental thing. Like I know I'm overweight in my brain, and I'm just kind of like I don't need to eat an extra slice of whatever the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't dial it back. That's like my anti like addiction thing going on. I think like I feel like I've never been like I tried smoking cigarettes for like a week and I didn't get addicted. Right? Like I've done all this shit where it's like I just can't get addicted to it because immediately my brain is like, well, you don't really need this.
maybe don't.
Like I've gone like a couple weeks without hitting the bong because sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I gotta do other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I've always been very resistant to that kind of thing.
That's good.
Except for laziness, I think that's my real vice. I love just laying around not doing shit.
You're just like, fuck it. You know what'd be real nice right now? Not doing shit. I'ma do that.
Well, I was like, I woke up, like I got my fucking 3 hours of sleep. Like I went to sleep at probably like midnight last night, and then I woke up 3-4 in the morning, and then I was like, I was basically wide awake, and I was like, I could get up and turn the fucking TV on or whatever, but it feels good just kind of laying here doing nothing, even though I'm wide awake. So I'm just gonna do that for another 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Just felt good laying there with my thoughts.
I don't like my thoughts.
I don't like my thoughts either.
Well, yeah. Just gotta get used to it, man. You just gotta dig. You just gotta dig deep. Just get to the good shit, and then all that shit over that will be nothing.
See, as long as I don't dig deep, it's fine.
Just wait till it gets pressurized and it's like a diamond, and then it explodes forth.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
It is a problem. Take it out in fighting games.
I saw a thing the other day about like breakups and how that kind of happens, where like it's not a problem when you're all lovey-dovey and you like each other, but when, you know, things go wrong, she uses it or he uses it against you in a fucking argument, you know.
Oh yeah, that shit is.
Yeah.
It's like I thought we weren't gonna bring this up again.
I thought it was cool.
Fine.
It wasn't small when you were fucking asking the fucking blower the other night. What's the problem? You mad now? What? That shit's always fucking hilarious. That's like a very I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. My mom did that shit to like all her boyfriends. Weirdly enough, like we would all be hanging out and it would be all cool. But then I'd hear them arguing. It would be about some shit that was cool. We were all hanging out. I was like, Jesus, that's so like. So what's the deal? Just be honest. Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome, gamers, to a league of their own. Your favorite League of Legends podcast.
Drowning in Pools. Episode 95?
97.
97. I know how to count.
We're getting there, fellas.
We're getting to that big 100.
I do not have anything planned, I don't think. Wait, yeah, I do. What am I saying? Lies. Lies upon
You got
lies.
something planned? You know, speaking of like all the thinking that you guys been doing, I think I came up with a beautiful strategy how to get through life.
Die.
No. Just
Speed
not
run.
suggest music is good or bad. Just say I like this music or I don't like this music. Because I'm getting real fucking tired of me going, man, I like this, but it sucks and it's terrible and it's shitty, but I like it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging something sucks and still liking it. You know, I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Like, I like fucking horrifically terrible things. You know, and I have no problem with it. I'm willing to admit that.
So I'm giving up on saying something is good or bad, and it's just gonna be, yeah, I liked it or I hated it.
I do think that's where like a lot of the contention when people talk about like their likes and shit comes from, where it's like it's all right to like a shitty thing, you know. I think people need to just kind of understand that like it's all right to like a thing that's bad. Like if you like certain aspects of it, that's fine, you know.
And I'm just not gonna worry about people clowning me. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, like one of the biggest things that I've reason why like I'm kind of getting over all this is because I don't give a fuck about Power Rangers, right? I don't give two shits, but there's a ton of people who like got clowned for the longest time for liking Power Rangers.
Oh,
I'm like,
tell me about it.
Yeah, holy shit.
That's stupid. Like, holy shit. If you like it, it's fine. So yeah,
I mean, it is one of those things where it's like, yes, it's a children's TV show, but also like it's just fun.
Also, it's fucking radical. There's nothing else like it.
It's just fun, you know. Like,
Yeah.
that really is it. It's just.
I was listening to a fucking Old Town Road earlier, and I was like, man, this song is not good, but it sure is fun. You know?
it is fun. It is a fun.
That
song.
is Power Rangers in a nutshell.
Exactly.
It's not good, but it's fun.
But yeah, so that's it. Just
Like, okay, hold on, like,
Just
let's
gonna-
get this out of the way. Like, holy shit, do people really think we're sitting here, like, hearing Tommy go, yeah, 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 and thinking that's the most awesome shit ever? Like, that's really good. Like, it's so weird. I don't know what people really think, like, I don't know. It's just cool shit, okay? It's like, just, it's fun to watch. It doesn't have to be good. It's just fun. Holy shit.
I don't know, man. Those voice acting was top notch, especially when their head is not synced to the voice.
Right, like, at all.
Oh, it's perfect.
Or their movements. Yeah,
Yeah, it's almost
so
like
crazy.
Japanese has a different speech pattern than English. Like,
But you know what? They were able to fool my dumb 7-year-old ass because they would sometimes have the actors actually in the suits. So I would just go like, oh, they must be fighting the monsters too.
yeah.
And all this clearly like different footage that's from like 10 years prior.
You know what the funny thing is? That, like, I didn't realize that shit was dubbed when I was younger, even when Rita Repulsa was on, because I just never paid attention to her lips close enough.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, you're right.
It's like it's super obvious once you pay attention to it. I was showing
Right.
Keon and Kayla, and they both pointed it out, and I was just like,
it's
yeah, I
super
didn't even
clear.
notice.
You just get those goggles on, you just don't even think about it. You know, when you're into the show, you're like, yeah, Rita Repulsa talking shit to all the Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. It's just one of those things where you go back and watch it, and you're like, it's like, yeah, this is not as quite as perfect as I thought it was when I was 7, but I still love it for different reasons now that I'm older. The nostalgia glasses are also there, but still, it's like, you still have that feeling of what inspired you like in the first place.
Well, the thing that makes it like okay in my eyes and like why I like later seasons was because the storytelling got better.
It did, yeah. Especially like the later Power Rangers shows, like they would have some pretty dark stories.
Yeah, I think
really
in space was
engaging.
like the
Space, Time Force, fucking Rescue,
Galaxy, yeah.
like Lightspeed Rescue. All those had incredible fucking stories that really got into like real shit. Like sometimes like your brother would be dead, and you'd be like he would be the better Power Ranger, and you got to live up to his legacy. If you were like Magna Defender, some fucking bad guys killed your son,
and you still see his ghost. Like shit's
right?
crazy.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, so crazy. Or like in Lightspeed Rescue, fucking the I guess the exclusive to Lightspeed Rescue's English dub or whatever.
Yeah, the Titanium Ranger
had a fucking curse on his back that would crawl up his spine or whatever every time he transformed. I was gonna kill him if he transformed too many times.
Yeah, dude,
Rad shit.
I remember that made me want to get a tattoo when I was younger. I saw that, I was just like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's the coolest shit ever. I keep saying they need to do like a Power Rangers that's a little darker. Like they did that for the comic books, but they like Super Sentai already like from Japan is pretty dark. So I think if they just kind of translate it a little, closer to what it really is, I think it would do well. Like I think the PG-13 or whatever Power Rangers movie, it was all right. I saw it. I'm not sure how well it did, but something like that's a little more campy, I guess, would be awesome.
I think, if I remember correctly, it did pretty well at the box office, but it got like pretty bad reviews.
Yeah, I think so.
But like, hey, I'm okay with that. Fucking, it's Power Rangers.
Right, yeah. Like I figured, like
I'm used to that shit.
I'm pretty sure when fucking the original Power Rangers movies came out in like the 90s, those the weird one where they fought Ivan Ooze.
Dude, I remember that shit.
I'm pretty sure that got shitty reviews. I watched it. I watched it with my buddy Tim a couple months ago. Actually, I watched it before the COVID shit started happening, and I was like, man, this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Like it's really super bad. Like it was not at all as good as I remember. The only good parts really were like when they go to the island and are fighting all the crow monsters and shit.
Yeah,
and the guy playing Ivan Ooze is fucking amazing. He's just chewing up the scenery and just being as ridiculous as possible, which is great.
You know what I think my favorite part is the intro to that movie when they're all skydiving.
Yeah, because that is so like perfect. It's like right up that alley. Like they're all like color coded and shit. That was so good.
You know what the question was always on my mind though? It's like, how are you gonna do shit like that and like not and like be surprised when people figure out who you are?
Right, exactly. Like you guys literally dress like that. You do crazy extreme shit all the time. You're all like buff, like martial artists. It's like, are you guys the Power Rangers?
It's like, no. It's like, come on, guys.
It's like Tommy, you're a pretty tall dude. And that White Ranger's kind of tall. It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
You guys kind of sound the same, and you guys do the same spin kicks.
You make the
I don't
same
know.
noises,
Yeah.
when you attack. I don't know.
That's yeah.
I would like, you know what, man? I was a big proponent of like secret identities a few years ago, but I'm willing to be like, let it kind of ease up a little bit. Like say Superman, right? Like Metropolis doesn't know his identity, but like everyone he grew up with in Smallville knows he's Superman, right? Like something like that for the Power Rangers would be cool. Like they're kind of like most of the people in the town know they're the fucking Power Rangers, but maybe the world at large doesn't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be hard in today's day just because of technology.
That's true, yeah. Yeah.
one person's going to be posting about it on the internet, and then it's going to just take off.
Right.
And then, or you can put it like the way where a bunch of shit posters are talking about it, but everyone thinks it's just a shit.
Because that's what Batman does. Batman basically goes online onto like conspiracy theory websites and goes, Bruce Wayne is Batman, and he'll like type up all these reasons that are basically totally legit, but since it's on some ridiculous conspiracy theorist website, nobody believes it. That'd be awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
that's the only.
that would fucking give Alpha 5 something to fucking do instead of standing around going I all day.
Are you saying that wasn't quintessential to the Power Rangers experience? Because I'm gonna have to disagree.
Look, I don't mind that he does the oh my god I thing, but then otherwise he just kind of stands around and does nothing. Zordon does all the talking when the Power Rangers are there, you know. Like if
we don't know what he's doing in the background.
That's true. Zordon is like an old man. Alpha 5's like probably massaging his muscles or some weird shit. That's all he's there for. All right, Alpha, the Rangers are going.
The one that Alpha 5's actually the one who codes all the teleportation stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because I do think, like, the way Zordon works, like, he's just the one who provides, like, the power, you know? Mm-hmm. I think all the technological stuff is somebody else, but I don't really remember. Because they go into it a little bit, like, throughout. Kind of like Zeo and Galaxy and stuff like that, but it's super weird. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know how it connects to stuff like Lightspeed Rescue and Time Force, which is the government created Power Rangers and decided to do stuff, but it's somehow still canon to the rest of the Power Ranger things. Super weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Time Force like gets a little bit of leniency because it, like,
it's about time travel, I guess.
Yeah, like, well, because like they're all from the future except for Carter's Lightspeed Rescue. Whoever the main guy is, I forget his name. God damn it. Hold on, I have to look this up now.
Because you're talking about the main, like, Red Ranger, right? I forget him because once Quantum Ranger shows up, I don't give a shit about the other guy, you know?
Wesley.
Quantum Ranger's so fucking cool. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, Eric is fucking sick. But
yeah. He's the real Red Ranger. That's why he gets to show up in Forever Red.
But, yeah, no, it's just like... Lightspeed Rescue was always... Fuck, dude, so badly I wanted... our actual police department to have something like that. Like, you have no idea.
At least, like, the uniforms. Like, the uniforms are rad, so at least something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's like... Oh, my God. It'd be so cool if, like, that was, like, our actual special ops, like, squad, you know?
Yeah.
Each town has their own,
It would
like...
probably be a little too cool, because then people would be like, yo, the police are the shit. Like, let's do everything we can to make the police as cool as possible. Like, and, like, praise the police and all this crazy shit. We start, like, worshiping the police because they'd be just so cool. We treat them like celebrities.
True, but, like, that'd be fucking hilarious.
It would be.
Anyway.
Let's
move on
talking
from
about Power Rangers. 15 minutes.
That really is just this podcast in a nutshell. We just, like, do something for, like, 20 to 30 minutes, and then we're just like, moving on.
Anyway.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Power Rangers, and I played Power Rangers, you know, the Battle for the Grid game. There's a tournament yesterday, and I did pretty
Yeah,
good.
you saw you got second place. It's fucking rad.
I pulled off second place, barely, but I pulled
That's
it off.
my boy right there.
Yeah, dog.
It's exciting.
I'm proud of you, dude.
I'm slowly getting better.
And then one day, well, haven't you already gotten first in some? Like,
no? not anyone's where
that
there were
really kind of mattered, I guess.
A lot of top players. Like, even this one, like, had a good amount, like, had a good chunk of top players, but there is also a handful missing. So, like, I want to get podium seat in a major is what I'm really wanting.
Okay.
But my goal for this month is to get 2 podium seats in, like, tournaments that have more than 25 players. So I got 1. I just need to get a second one now.
Nice.
That's my goal for this month. So I'm competing in every single tournament this month.
Shit, bro.
Except for, I think, one because it's on a Saturday, and I didn't know it was going to be existing until yesterday.
Oh, so you're working.
Or whatever.
And I'm already scheduled to work that day, so.
Just do all your work. Just pull your PC or whatever. Just plug it into a wall.
And have no internet.
Dude, fucking just mod your phone to have Steam Play.
shit internet. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no.
Yeah, definitely that'll work.
You're right.
No latency issues.
Yeah,
at all.
definitely not.
But yeah, no, I'm doing all right in the game. I'm kind of happy.
Yeah, dude, sounds like you're
bro.
rocking.
That's rad. You know what? Speaking of going back to old stuff that we liked as kids, I've been watching Son of Ed and Eddie. That show is still perfect.
That show is still perfect. 100%.
Basically one of the greatest cartoons of all fucking time. And I'll kill anyone who disagrees.
I never really got to see it.
It's
I would agree that it is one of like it's a timeless.
Yeah.
What's it called?
it's a timeless show. Like you can watch it at any point and be like, yeah, this is good shit.
It's similar to Looney Tunes except consistent.
Yeah. Like Ed and Eddie belongs in a vault like Looney Tunes does. Like it deserves like to be in the Criterion and all that shit. Like it's amazing. Just beautiful show. Like it's like the just the weird art really lends itself to just the wacky antics and just like it looks so good. The characters are great. The voice acting is great. It's just a good time. It's just nice to watch. So it's nice to go back and like watch that, you know, where everything is totally like it's not constantly being like, isn't it wacky that we're doing this? It kind of just does it, you know, and moves on. Like it tells its joke and then doesn't tell you that it told a joke, you know. It just moves on. It's good.
Yeah. You don't need to explain to me that you're telling
Right,
me
because like I've been watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine too, and I like that show. It's good, but it does a lot of that where it's like a lot of characters got to comment on how weird a situation is or how goofy something is. It's like I really didn't need you to do that. Like I have eyes and ears, you know. I know how weird the shit is.
I think my favorite thing in shows is when some shit happens and then like someone just goes, seems legit, and then just move on.
Yeah.
Like just I don't know. That seems
I
like
love,
more
like,
real to me than like dwelling on it.
Like David Lynch stuff is usually kind of like that, like Twin Peaks, where every person in the town is like a quirky weirdo, but you know nobody bats an eye. You know, it's all totally believable.
Yeah, like normal for them.
Yeah, it's good shit.
So what you guys do this week?
I played a lot of, well, not a lot, but I played a fair amount of Resident Evil 2, the remake.
How'd that go?
My butthole was like nice and pursed,
I
but
was gonna say, did you pee and poop your pants?
I did not. I'm very proud of myself. No, I was playing with Kayla because she likes to watch me be like a pussy little bitch, and she was reading a walkthrough for me while I was playing. So that was fun. It's like a good way to spend time together.
Yeah.
Because last time I played and I was doing the walkthrough by myself, she just fell asleep.
How did you feel about the part where you play as Sherry, the little girl?
Have not gotten there yet.
Oh, have you? Wait, which part are you doing?
I'm doing
Are you
Leon's
doing Leon
first.
first? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and I think I'm about halfway or a little bit over halfway through it yet. So,
'Cause I'm doing what's her name first?
Claire's.
Claire. Yeah.
Yeah, I read online that Leon's was supposed to be slightly easier,
Yeah.
so I'm doing his first. Yeah, no, it's cool, and I finally made it out of the police department. So,
Nice.
yeah, which I think is pretty much like the majority of his thing is just getting out of the police department.
I think like it's 50-50 the police department, then the weird like lab and all that shit beneath.
Like I said, most of his thing is getting out of the police department.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I have I'm like looking at the like chapter list or whatever essentially that like of the walkthrough I was looking at, and like there's only 2 sections after the section I'm in. So
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, so it's pretty chill. I like it. It's definitely like I'll probably play it again because I wanna unlock like Fourth Survivor and Tofu, but
It's it's one of those games where like it's not super long, so you kind of get the feeling that you want to play it again to get the extra stuff.
yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like now that I kind of know what to do, it's a lot less scary.
Yeah.
And like my roommate Keon is also playing it. His friend gifted it to him, and it is fucking hilarious. Like, I love it so much. I love watching him just like flail.
Just too scary for him.
It's just like he doesn't like horror games that much, and he has very like over the top but measured reactions to things. And so like it's one of those things where like it's not like he's like flailing the mouse around and like going nuts, but like he's like, oh god, like that kind of thing.
Right.
And it's just like, it's so fun to watch. So I want to stay ahead of him for the Resident Evil for that. So for the most part, doing that all right. And then what else did I do this week? I played a lot of League of Legends. And I'm just like, I'm like legit like, for every one game I win in ranked, I think I'm losing like 2.5 essentially. So my win rate's like 30%, which sucks. And like it's a big enough sample size now where I can't just be like, well, I just got unlucky with like teams and situations. Like obviously I'm playing poorly.
There's something I'm doing that's fucking it up.
Yeah, like I have like, it's one of those things where like my first 10 games I went like 2-8 or like 3-7 or something like that. And so like I was like, okay, but that's like a small enough sample size where like that could be thrown off either way by like either me not playing perfectly or whatever. And now that I'm at like, I think I'm at like 30 games or something, I'm just like, okay, well this is obviously like not anyone else's issue. Like, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong there. I can't tell anything. Like, I don't think it's anything like super obvious. But like I'm probably just messing up a bunch of tiny things that like I need to watch my replays more to see. So, but the team I'm coaching is going to be starting their like, God, why can't I think? Their tournament, because they're playing in like a tournament for people at their level. So they're going to be starting. I think it's next week, but so. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just like prepping for that, and finally got to go back to work. And so I did 8 hours yesterday, and they called me today and were like, "Hey, can you do a full 8 today instead of like the 5.5 or 6 that I was gonna do?" So I was just like, "Okay, whatever." So already making up for lost time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Deshaun? What'd you do?
I watched The Nice Guys. Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling get up to goofy antics in this R-rated cop comedy satire. It's alright. It's good. It's just kind of, not as good as everyone was telling me it was. They were like, this is the new shit. This is like the hotness as far as like, comedies go. Like somebody literally told me like it's gonna bring back comedies, bro. And I don't know, it's all right. It's funny, but it's not like, gutbuster or nothing. It's clever. It's cleverly written, I guess. It's got like good dialogue. In the setting feels very like it takes place in the 70s, so it really feels like it's the 70s. But otherwise, it's it's a good like buddy cop thing. Like. It's weird that this is rated R, because I don't know. It's got titties and it's got like gore, like a little bit of gore. But if they like it was completely inconsequential to most of the plot. Like
So
you really
just
didn't need to show.
Slap a bra in there and we're good.
Yeah, basically, slap a bra on the chick and put a shadow over the fucking head wound. And it's like, all right, this is a PG-13 movie, So it really did need to go that extra step, but I guess it's fine that it did, because it allowed them to kind of be free with more shit. Because they did go to like the plot is about like a porno that kind of reveals all this weird insider shit in the government. But again, it's like, you really don't see anything from the movie. You see like a couple, a couple pairs of tits, and then that's about it, really. So it was kind of inconsequential to the plot. It was good. I mean, again, it was good though. It was just, yeah, I think it's like directed by Shane Black. I really don't like a lot of stuff Shane Black does. Like, he did like the new Predator, and that was trash. He did Iron Man 3, and I fucking hate that movie. Yeah, shit like that. But it's whatever. I finished Akudama Drive. Short, sweet, 12 episodes. Really fucking good. Super, super good. It kind of like, it escalates a little too fast, but that's whatever. It's only 12 episodes, so, you know, they kind of got to get to the point. And they made their point. They made it strong, too. Like, you know the deal, people. The fucking main character dies, like, 11 minutes into the last episode. And the rest of the episode is, like, her, like, basically her fully becoming Swindler. Like, the whole time she's kind of just been, you know, this chick who's flying by the seat of her pants and she doesn't really know what she's doing, but, like, in this last moment, she fully embraces becoming the Swindler character she made up, and then she fucking tricks, like, all the executioners into killing her in the most violent way possible. She's like, I'm just a regular citizen, I got hurt in this crash, blah, 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 and the executioners are like, bullshit, bitch, and they kill her. So then, she's, like, recording it, so it goes live on the internet, and everybody sees the executioners killing this innocent girl, and everybody starts rioting and going fucking nuts. The fucking police chief, who's the only person who's allowed to declare people criminals, fucking shoots himself in the head, so the executioners are fucked. They're not allowed to do anything to the people. It's a really good last episode. Like, the last person, it turns out to be a fucking Suicide Squad show, because everyone fucking dies.
Okay.
Well, maybe, because, like, the last guy, he gets wrecked super hard by, like, two giant, like, flying ships, but he kind of survives enough to destroy the last one, but then you don't really see what happens to him afterwards.
Gotcha. What about the girl?
What girl?
This is Akudama Drive, right?
Yeah. The main character? Yeah, she fucking dies.
She dies?
She dies, like, the first 11 minutes of the last episode.
That sucks.
Not for her. Because she gets, like, when she dies and she films the whole thing, she, like, she gets a vision of the two people she was trying to help living happily ever after or whatever. So she, like, dies with a smile on her face. So, you know.
Gotcha.
But, it's kind of shocking because, you know, you'd think, like, hey, it would be all these other characters who die and not her because she's the sweet, normal girl or whatever. But, yeah, she takes one for the team.
Yep. I see. Okay.
So, but it's really good. It's a good moment. It's a little hokey because when she gets stabbed, like, her blood splatters all up against the fucking giant cross, and it's very, like, on the nose. You know, she's sacrificing herself for humanity. But, you know, still good. Still satisfying. Cool shit happened. Like last fucking 5 minutes, you find out that the most powerful of all these guys was the courier the whole fucking time because his bike is just the most godlike machine ever. You know, he he has like an electric rail gun, you know, on the front of it. That's like it's ridiculous. But like one part of the rail breaks off and he has to destroy this last ship. So he just fucking takes his robot arm and uses that as the rail and fires and it destroys the ship. Destroys his arm, and it's like, you know, it kind of shows him drifting off, but it's kind of the kind of how Spike dies in Cowboy Bebop. It's like, did he die? Did he not die? Who knows? You also really get like zero backstory for most of these characters. Like, you get a tiny little bit for the courier, but otherwise you get jack shit. Even for the main character, like, you don't know shit about her, you know. The only thing you really know about her is what you get in these 12 episodes, you know, and which is good because I feel like that's how a thing really should be when it's a story that has nothing to do with like her past or anything. So yeah, that was awesome. What else? What else did I do? I definitely did something else. I played more KOTOR 2. I kind of remembered why I never finished this game. it's because I hate Kreia. She's like, I don't know. She just kind of gets annoying. Like, at first she's super interesting, but then it's like they kind of just force you into, I don't know, her just kind of betraying you for no reason. Because at one point I literally choose the option I have to destroy both the Sith and the Jedi, and she's like, "Oh, you failed me," and then she leaves. But then later you find out that her motivation is to kill both the Sith and the Jedi. So you're like, okay, so you kind of just betray me for no reason. But it's whatever. I'm definitely probably gonna finish it here in like the next couple of days. I'm like in the last lap or whatever. I'm doing the I think this is added content, but there's an HK mission about destroying the fake HKs or whatever, or the HK50s.
That was in the Xbox version.
Is it okay? I
Yeah,
can never
it might
remember
have-
because it's like it's super kind of jank because a lot of there's I don't know, like it feels like it's almost not incomplete, but you know, it just kind of half-assed maybe.
Yeah, I think it was in the original, but it might have been DLC. Like, I had it on my Xbox, but I think it might have been, like, because I had the Ultimate Edition or
Right.
whatever.
Okay. What else? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically it, man. I don't know what else.
It's a full week.
Yeah. I basically just filled in the gaps with, like, I don't know, drawing or just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something.
Yeah.
You know. What did you do, Cameron? Because you already talked about your what you call it. Did you do anything else? Did you play anything else?
I did. I also watched a movie, but we'll get to the games I played first. So I started playing a game called One Step from Eden.
I've
Oh,
heard of
yes,
that game.
this game.
This game is hype as fuck. It is a roguelike battle network game.
Yeah, this is the game I was thinking of. It super is. Yeah.
And it's so much fun. I haven't really tried out any of the other characters because the one character I went to go try out was the marksman.
$20. Yeah, I'm getting this shit right now.
Yeah, it was a marksman, and I'm like so used to holding down the right trigger to shoot because the main character you just hold down the right trigger and you move around while the shots constantly come out. The marksman literally goes, hold yourself in place, charge up a shot, shoot, and then you can move again. And I'm like, oh god. Yeah, yep, nope, we're quitting this run right now. And the other character I played was the dancer, who whenever you press the right trigger, she summons like 4 different things, and moving into those things will cause the effect to go off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready for this because I don't even know the game enough to.
This is a little too advanced for me.
Yeah, I'm like, let me just hold this trigger down and go. I shoot gun, I go burr.
Right.
But yeah, so that game's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different builds you can do. I don't even have all the spells unlocked yet, so like there's a lot of new spells and other stuff you can do with it too. The high level spells, like the legendary spells and whatnot, are actually just cool as shit.
All right, but are there combos? Because a
Yes.
huge part of the Battle Network shit is racking up that damage with the combos.
Yeah, so there's relics in the game that do that for you. That or help with that.
Okay.
And then there's like you can root something, and then you can summon all your spells that hit that exact spot,
So it's like,
and they all
is it Battle Network is it Battle Network combat in like the sense that it's just the grid that you're moving around, or is it like also the cards that you choose to like attack with? You know, is that kind of thing?
also that's your spells.
Okay.
So your spell list, you get 2 at a time, and you have a mana bar that fills up after amount of time, right?
Yeah.
So like, well, you got your main attack, and then you have your spells, and then you have your mana bar, and you can get more mana, less mana, more mana regen, yada yada, whatnot. And so as you're casting your spells, you can combo your spells, but it's all shuffled, so there's no set order for them.
Right.
So yeah,
So is there
I didn't play too much.
Is there like a
Network.
name for this genre? Because like I've only seen this and Battle Network really do it. I've seen people make like fan games trying to do it, but I've only really seen 2 things come out that do it, and it's this and Battle Network and Star Force, I guess.
I'm trying to think if there would be a name for it. It probably just a grid shooter or a grid scroller. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you could call it.
Hold on, because what do they call it on the fucking store page?
But,
yeah, strategy, I guess. Just grid strategy.
yeah,
it's so
grid.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a super cool, unique like battle system that I really want to see more stuff.
It
use.
is, yeah. I don't think there needs to be a ton more of these, but I would like to see some different takes.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's already good ones out that I need to go look at now, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm still going to be playing that more and more on stream and off stream.
Because there's a there's like a competitive scene for the Battle Network version of this. Like people have got like PvP workarounds and crazy shit in order to do.
There's co-op in this game.
Is there? That's right.
Yeah, I saw Scar playing it with somebody.
Man, it looks like it's yeah. The game is like high action, high octane action. It's pretty hype.
It's one of those things where like pulling off like a big move really gets you going.
Yeah, anytime you land like one of your big spells like back to back, it feels so nice. There's a spell called Guillotine in the game where it just summons a guillotine 4 blocks away, and anything that's lower than 300 health just instantly dies. Which is a lot of creatures. So like just like rooting something in that and then guillotining them feels so good.
Yeah, I'll probably be jumping on this after the podcast even.
All right. So yeah, I played that, and I also played Blade Strangers.
How's that? That's that like weird indie fighting game, isn't it?
Indie fighting game.
Yeah.
I don't know why more people aren't talking about this hype ass fighting game.
It's a good game.
Other than it is so good. Well, actually, I can't say like the actual competitive part of it is great, but the combo system is fantastic. What'd you say?
I said it's fun. It looks fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can spin a meter to Roman cancel any button you press. You can. There's a lot more special moves in there than I thought, even though there's no motions. I have to go back through and look at the move list because I didn't realize until like the end of my stream that the move lists are like diagonal forward, diagonal back, diagonal up, straight up. And I'm like, wait, grounded moves have up inputs.
What, like low moves have up inputs?
So like you can do diagonal gunshot upwards with curly by pressing up and medium, or up and heavy at the same time.
Okay.
And I'm like, wait a second. So I'm supposed to not jump and press up and an input. So it keeps you grounded as long as you get the input out in time. But if not, you jump. So I'm like, this is dumb, but it is useful.
I'm sure there are characters that take advantage of that. Oh shit. Like they have like switch ups where it might look like a jump, but you're actually going for what you call it.
Yeah. So like I think the characters I'm going to play are Noko. She's a girl with a baton who that is a laser beam baton and does all this crazy electric stuff. She's pretty hype. Allie, she's cool as shit. She's a pirate ninja person. And a Bon, Ace, or anime Indiana Jones.
So
that's literally
Joseph
that's
Joestar?
what he is. And what?
Joseph Joestar?
Yeah, pretty much. Just young Joseph Joestar.
Okay.
He's probably the most fun I've had when I started getting a hold of him. He summons Indiana Jones' rock to come kill people.
That's funny.
He summons traps underneath people's feet and then jumps out of the way and goes, "Ah, I almost hit that." As your opponent is stabbed.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, he does a lot of fun, cool little stuff. He has a role. He has a KOF role. He has a instant overhead that if you EX his special jump, he has an instant overhead. He's a cool character.
Yeah.
He's fucking hype. The game is cool as shit. It's got a lot of hype systems. And so also Shovel Knight's in it. Chad Knight, I should say.
Knight,
It's not Shovel Knight.
he's all fucking
Chad.
huge.
Buff, yeah. Chad Knight's in it. He's a grappler. But man, he has an instant overhead that full combos if you have 1 meter.
Nice.
And on top of that, his little sword that he pulls out can make him fly across full screen at the slowest speed known to man. So dumb. But I love it. It's got some jank. It's definitely got some jank,
Yeah.
but it's cool looking. But yeah, for video games, that's pretty much all I play. I played League, Power Rangers, One Step from Eden, Blade Strangers this week. But I watched a movie called Wolf Walkers. Have you guys heard of it?
Wolf
I don't
Walkers.
Wolf Walkers.
Wolf Walkers.
Have you heard of it?
I've seen some shots of it, the animation and stuff.
It's a very, very pretty movie. It's actually really, really pretty, and it's got a good story.
Does it?
It does.
Okay.
It's not the run of the mill cartoon stuff, but it's also not like the most. So it's not the most generic, but it's also not the most.
Unique.
What's the word? Yeah, unique. It does what you think it's gonna do, and it has some pretty cool moments. But the fact that it's about people who can change into wolves, so I'm already gonna like it. But yeah, the main character in the show desperately just wants to be a hunter. She says, "Fuck all this bullshit. I just want to kill people or kill animals." And then
I've had
she
that
learns
thought a couple
the error-
times. That first one.
She learned the error of her ways about just killing animals and resorts to just killing people.
Okay. Is there like a happy montage where she's just like mowing down the town with like arrows and shit with her wolf friend?
At the end of the movie, where the climax happens, her and a pack of wolves are just mowing down people.
That's fucking nuts. Okay, I have to watch this.
It is fantastic. There's only one like actual death that you really see, but yeah, a wolf attacking a person that violently. Most of them, I'm pretty sure, are dead,
Yeah.
but they just don't show you them getting killed.
That's super weird. Because every GIF or like shot I've seen in this movie makes it seem like some Disney or Pixar bullshit where it's like, oh, be yourself and be free and love your friends and all that fuck shit. But clearly, it's a little bit more than that.
It really is a lot of that. But if you look at what they're showing, they're murdering people.
Yeah.
Like, the whole army is not escaping. You only see like 8 or 12 people run out of that forest. You don't see the whole army run out of that forest.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a good time with the movie. There's some very violent stuff. There's spoilers for the movie, or do you don't care about spoilers? I know
I'm
that.
just checking out. I'm just trying to see the wolves kill everybody's scene, dog. I don't give a fuck about the rest of that shit.
Yeah, I know. There's the scene where the main character turns into the wolf for the first time, right? And she's just like sitting over her own body, just like, the fuck? Why am I a wolf now? Oh fuck! And then her dad wakes up, who's a hunter clearly, and just starts to shoot at her. And holy shit!
Like no hesitation.
No hesitation. He's like, oh fuck, there's a wolf in the city.
Not like, oh, my daughter. How could this happen?
Like,
more like, I'm
he
gonna
immediately
kill
goes,
her.
oh fuck, get off my daughter. Sprints to his crossbow and fires at her. And then, yeah, it's very colorful. It's very pretty. They did a great job of the animation, man. It is fantastic. And then there's a part where her father turns into a wolf as well.
Wow, well, lucky him.
And he fights the main villain. It is
This is a cool,
yeah,
this is a
it's
cool
pretty
wolf
cool,
fight. Wait, so
Yeah,
who's the main
it-
villain? Is the main
he-
villain like just a dude?
main villain is the main villain is the same dude from Pocahontas, basically.
I don't remember Pocahontas.
Okay. Well, if you remember the main villain from Pocahontas, it's the same guy. Almost.
Is that
Shot
that
for
big, weirdly shaped dude with like the tiny legs?
with the big nose?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah. Basically the same guy.
It's rad.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. That movie was really good. I was surprised on how much I liked it.
Yeah, I saw, like, when it came out, I saw a couple of things where people were like, man, this movie's so good, you gotta watch it and all that. And I was like, okay, maybe someday.
Maybe not now,
Yeah.
but
Alright, do you want to talk about these fucking games that just got announced? Or whatever?
sure.
Go for it, Cameron.
So we got this Wolfenstein, the creators of Wolfenstein Machine Games. They're making an Indiana Jones game.
Great. Just what we needed.
Yep.
After 4 Uncharted games.
Yep. That's the first thing I thought of, was like they're making an Indiana Jones game, but
We already have Uncharted.
We have Uncharted, and like the thing is that is it like after what?
I'm surprised Naughty Dog isn't
20
just
years,
making this.
20 years, 30 years, 40 years after Indiana Jones is not popular anymore.
Someone finally is like, oh, a video game.
Well, I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Lego Indiana Jones, to be fair. But
There was that other Indiana Jones game on the Wii.
and there was
but-
one that was supposed to be coming out for the Xbox, but just never did. Like Xbox 360.
Yeah. So they've been trying, but again, Uncharted has been out. So this has to be like radically different.
Yeah.
Hopefully this isn't some first person shit. Because it's from the Wolfenstein people. So.
Yeah.
So, poll, does anyone really even give a fuck about Indiana Jones?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Like, this is Indiana Jones, I feel like it's one of those things you kind of just can't bring back. It's like a relic of the past, you know? It's like Star Wars. It kind of really shouldn't have come back, and, you know, it's like too simple, you know, to come back like for this kind of shit, for modern day shit. It's like if they did like a Indiana Jones send up that wasn't called Indiana Jones, and you could make it work, but having it directly just be Indiana Jones, I don't know, it's just, I mean, like Uncharted is the Indiana Jones send up that works in the modern day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
I don't know what they're gonna do with Indiana Jones. Like, are they just gonna let you relive the movies, but in the video game? Because
I bet it'll be like a separate adventure. It'll be like Indiana Jones and the fucking Bigfoot people or some garbage. You know.
Indiana Jones and the Himalayas.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Fountain of Youth. Indiana Jones and Shangri-La. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It could be fun. I like Indiana Jones, but
Prove it!
no.
Like-
start singing the heart-stealing song.
Like, I like those movies. They're fine, but I'm just not super crazy about like Indiana Jones. It just really feels like
I
old as
like
shit.
the movies. I just don't think
Yeah.
we need a game.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the game is like really good or really terrible. One of the two.
You're right, yeah. Like I hope it comes out and I'm wrong, it's terrible, or I hope it comes out and I'm super right and it's
Now, what kind of terrible are we looking for? Are we looking for like buggy as shit, or are we just talking about like
laughably bad?
just dumb shit.
Gotcha. Yeah. Like I want the game to be like perfectly smooth and everything, but all the cutscenes to be buggy as shit.
Yeah, I want it to be like Assassin's Creed Syndicate or whatever the fuck, where the faces were melting off and wild shit like that. Or like the Cyberpunk bugs where they're fucking T-posing pantsless on motorcycles.
Yeah, I don't want the gameplay to be ruined, but I would love to see like the cutscene takes like way too long to load, so like mid cutscene they just stop and they're just staring at each other.
Cause you know what? Speaking of this, that is what I did this fucking week. I fucking tried to play the new Wolfenstein games. Guess what? They fucking suck. They are not fun at all. There's like no feedback when you fire a gun. And anyway, I don't want to talk about it. There's a billion fucking cutscenes. No, stop! No, stop! All right. I don't know what the fuck, like. It's bad. They're not fun. Anyway.
But yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? Indiana Jones. It's a crapshoot. It might be good. Might be bad. Who cares? Only fucking dudes in like their like 50s and 60s now give a fuck about Indiana Jones, and they're not gonna be playing this shit. So.
Seems legit. And then there's also the end of the exclusivity deal between EA and Star Wars, which I'm slightly more excited for. Hopefully we'll get something that's like not EA.
Right, yeah. They'll just do like, a Star Wars thing.
I hope they give it to an indie dev. Just like let one indie devs they're not going to, but do something special with it.
I hope we get something like Insomniac. Like again, because they brought the original Battlefront 2 games, or like the original Battlefront games. Although I think they were called Pandemic back then. So
is this gonna be? It's fucking Ubisoft. So is it gonna be like just Mass Effect with a fucking Star Wars sheen over it, or is it gonna be?
I think it's supposed to be Assassin's Creed with a Star Wars sheen over it. Which, to be fair, sounds kind of sick. So,
I guess depends on what. I guess it depends on everything. Like an Assassin's Creed, like Star Wars game would work, but there would have to be a lot of stuff you'd have to,
Now, we're talking modern Assassin's Creed, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't played any of the modern Assassin's Creed, so I don't know, but
I hope it's more like well, it'll probably have like, if it's like if it is like an Assassin's Creed, it'll probably have closer to fucking like Odyssey combat, probably not Vikings or whatever the fuck.
Can we get a roguelike Battle Network Star Wars game?
That would be cool.
Start coding, bro.
That's right, yeah. That sounds like something fun, so you'll have to make that yourself.
Yep.
At least until Disney
and
shuts
not
it down.
talk about
yeah,
it until it's finished.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it.
And then upload it by going to like the library.
Right, yeah.
Shit. Use someone else's card too. Don't use your own.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit Star Wars could be doing that would be like really fun. Like they already kind of did what some people wanted to make, like a Dark Souls Star Wars game. So,
That was actually pretty good from what I've heard.
It's fun.
So, I don't mind like, and let's not forget EA was very like, they made sure everyone knew, hey, we're still making Star Wars games. So, everybody who thought that it's the end of EA stranglehold, really, the it's not a stranglehold, but a couple of fingers are off now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still making these games.
There's some blood circulating back
there. So we'll see. I mean, it's Star Wars, like Indiana Jones. It's kind of it's drying itself up. The well of Star Wars is kind of it's not a wealth of stuff as there used to be. There are all the books and shit, but now it's like no one wants to fucking deal with that stuff, really. And I don't know. We'll see. They released not not these guys, but they released that fucking Star Wars Squadrons game, which is apparently pretty good. They released that Vader Immortal, which literally no one talked about, so that probably sucks. We'll see.
But yeah, those are the only two games I want to talk about, or the two news things.
There was. So, did you guys see the Cyberpunk apology?
Was that the one that was like a couple weeks ago, or is it new?
It came out like yesterday or the day before, I think.
I did not.
So basically, let me try to find it. Basically, the co-founder of CD Projekt Red would basically just put up a video and was like, "Our bad, guys. Leadership made a lot of stupid decisions. Please don't blame the devs. Please don't blame any of the teams." Then he proceeds to blame one of the teams because he says, when we were testing the game back before release, everything looked fine on our end, which is an insult to the fucking QA testers because there's no fucking way they would have missed any of the bugs that were in the fucking game on launch.
Not that massive.
There's no fucking way. So way to just kind of throw the buck off to the fucking QA testers or whatever. Plus, when his apology, he talks about the way he talks about it, it's mostly stuff that happened in the last year of development, which the problems would have extended way further back. He doesn't mention the words crunch or overtime or any of that kind of shit. He doesn't really talk about the kind of all the issues people really have. It's mostly just we thought the game was perfect or whatever. It worked fine for us, guys, so we released it. That kind of thing.
What it sounds is that he would always go in and ask the head of some department, going, "Hey, what's wrong with the game?" And as he goes, they're like, "Oh, well, there's all this that's right with it." And then as the guy goes to talk about what's wrong, he's like,
Right.
"I heard enough."
Well, there's a bit in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they get a new captain, but he's a fucking moron and he fucks up. So he asks one of the guys how bad if I fucked up, and just as soon as he tells him, he goes, sugarcoat it for me. So I assume that's basically what they've been doing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It's bad, but we didn't know it was as bad as it was.
It's shut the fuck up.
Here we go. I'm going to I got the fucking video. I'm gonna share it on the fucking docket. But it's because okay. So here's the deal. It's a lot more candid than a lot of apologies usually go. I will give it that, but it's also still very full of fucking bold-faced lies. It's
this
still
is
very.
Where this picture was from. Okay, that explains it.
It's still very protective of the company, and it's not very it doesn't really address their failings. It doesn't really address what they did wrong. It's mostly just a commitment to make sure the game from this point out is worked on, reliably, whatever. All their attention is on it. They said they're gonna fix everything. So really, only time will tell.
A massive scheduled patch to come out soon.
Yeah, they have I think they actually just did put it out a couple days ago, and then they're I think in a couple weeks they're gonna put out another one. So yeah, they put out a roadmap or whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll just see. Time will tell. It's one of the things where it's I want to give them credit for the apology, but then when I hear the apology, it's I wish you just had said nothing and just put out the updates. Because now I'm a little more mad because you just kind of put out this useless apology instead of just being here's our commitment to doing better. I would have just the second half of this video, is really all I needed. But now it's you put in all this extra shit where you threw the fucking QA team under the bus, or whoever testers you had, whether they were in-house or you got a special team or whatever to come in. You threw them under the bus and claimed that testing was fine, which clearly it fucking wasn't. That kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see. I'm glad they're not just because like sometimes when like development companies do this or whatever, or like publishers do this, they'll put out like the DLC, before they start putting out the fixes. So I'm glad he does literally say we were gonna put out some DLC, but we decided to just kind of do the fixes first instead. So
that sounds like the smart decision,
right?
So that way people can actually play the game.
Yeah.
No, the biggest thing is that the game is playable. You can't beat the game.
Yeah.
Apparently, a bunch of stuff was cut so the game would be playable, but
apparently it's a lot more like linear than they kind of let on.
Yeah.
So, but which that does kind of suck, but I don't. To me, that's not much of a loss because I am kind of fucking sick of big empty open worlds where like the only interactions are within like these certain pockets of activity. And like the other 60% of it is fucking nothing.
A dense hallway will always be more interesting than an empty open world.
Exactly.
It was all in good fun, and I certainly hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. If I did, f*** them.
That's why I like shit like Evil Within, which it's sort of an open world. Like kind of sort of not really. It's still linear, but it has like a lot of kind of space you can walk around, do stuff in. But like in nearly every nook and cranny, there's like shit to find or like an extra thing, So
I think one of those games that's pretty dense is Hades.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of shit. There's like always something to do. It's like always something new.
For being a roguelike, yeah.
And like even having beat the game and gotten like the credits and everything, I'm still finding shit in the post game. I'm still discovering new stuff. I'm still like building up affinities with all the gods just to get that truant or whatever. It's like it's still like it feels like there's shit in the game to do as opposed to like a big open world where the only thing to do really is walk around or fast travel and just skip over the whole world altogether. I bet Derek is watching
the
video.
Time will only tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
I'm just listening.
Okay. Yeah, time will tell. It's like it's just gotta hold them to the word. Like this would be way easier. Like before I even said back when those first kind of things were coming out about Cyberpunk, I was like, well, they've kind of earned our trust over the years, so we can trust them to make the game how it needs to be. But clearly we can't. So only time will tell.
Like the thing is that
they burned up all their goodwill.
Yeah.
The first four pushbacks of delaying the game, they should have just stuck to the word of saying the game will be out when it's ready.
Yeah. They
shouldn't have put out any dates of when they're like expecting it. It should have just been the game will be out when it's ready.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, investor-wise and money-wise,
I was gonna say that's usually when something comes out too early. It's because they're trying to, impress investors or get investors to stay like excited about the project or the item and not start freaking out and getting nervous about it.
Yeah, like I said, like it's most probably done dealing with the money is the reason why it came out when it did.
Yeah.
I don't know why they couldn't have tried to figure out how to get an early access game out or something of that nature rather than... Because I feel like that would have been the smart thing to do, would be like early access for PC and then the consoles would just have to wait.
They probably don't want like the pedigree of fucking CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk to kind of like be relegated to like kind of indie level shit, It's like we're not some small indie company. We're fucking CD Projekt. We put out real big ass games. For your crazy PC.
You say that, but then Baldur's 3 is out on in alpha.
That's also true.
And that game is only going to get better.
But that game doesn't really have the hype behind it that Cyberpunk does.
You're right. It did not have the same hype.
Like talking about Cyberpunk, like people want the game, right? Like they don't want some early version of it. They want, like would like Call of Duty fans want? Actually, no. You know what? Call of Duty fans just want whatever fucking Call of Duty.
Bad example. Well, it's like if you just give them the multiplayer, most people wouldn't care. Like if you're like, yeah, we need an extra like 2 months to like finish up the single player, but like we can give you the multiplayer in like September.
Right,
People would be all over that.
Yeah, that's true. Call of Duty fans are kind of just
They'll pay. Call of Duty people will pay $60.
well.
For
Think of a group of
single.
not crazy fans who will just take whatever's thrown at them, and just think would that group of people really want just some early access shit thrown at them, some unfinished crap? Nintendo wouldn't do that shit.
Well,
Nintendo.
depends which system.
They do
Not
they
the-
do put out
not the
demos,
Wii.
but that's not really the same as like an early
I'm not
access
talking about
thing.
the Wii.
Well, there's a lot of shit on the Wii U and the Wii it might as well have been demos,
Well, we're not really
So-
talking about shovelware.
I'm just saying, like, don't say Nintendo don't do that, because they definitely do. But
They do well. They do demos, but they don't do early access betas where the game is only fucking 70% finished or 60% finished.
yeah,
They put out something that's like, hey, this is basically a good representation of what the thing will be when you finally are able to buy it.
finally. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe hopefully they'll be able to. This isn't exactly a No Man's Sky situation. This is more like a Fallout 76 situation where they're gonna have to just improve it over time, I guess, instead of just like going into the backgrounds and just working on it and not saying anything to anybody. Like, this is the road they've chosen. Here's a roadmap of all the stuff we're gonna do. So.
But apparently, like the story-wise and all the other like basic necessities of a video game aren't.
Yeah, the stuff that works is good. Stuff that
Yeah.
comes out fine. Comes out fine.
Just like a car. Like, you don't complain about it until it stops working.
Right. Yeah.
As I found out this last week.
Yeah, trust me, I know exactly how you feel.
Did I talk about
Yeah.
Baby Vegeta in Dragon Ball FighterZ this week?
You did
No,
not.
you're not.
So he's sick.
Yeah,
People
he was
like day
cool.
one found loops for him.
Yeah,
really?
I've seen the.
I
They're
saw how
pretty
trash
cool.
his fucking level 3 super is.
Oh,
It
his
just
which one?
yeah. The just the giant ball. I don't know what it's called. I don't know
Yeah,
what
the
they
death
call
ball.
it in the game. Yeah, just death ball. Okay. Yeah, just yeah.
Well, he does have
Combos
another
over
one that he
shit.
turns into a giant golden ape.
Yeah, which
That
is
one's
that
cool
one's
as
the
shit.
way better one. That was super awesome.
But they did make it so that way it's insanely hard to combo into.
Really.
Yeah, the activation range is like literally like 3 inches outside of his character model, and you can't combo into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did see something like that
You
where someone
can.
kept trying
you can
to.
combo into it.
Well, no, like they made it so that way it can't, like you can't cancel from another move. You have to like essentially Dragon Rush into it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you can combo into it. It's just
Not
you
a real
can't.
combo.
What's it called?
Well, you can't like
Can't.
self combo with any of your normal moves. You have to either
Yeah.
Dragon Rush or use an assist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can still combo into it.
That's why I clarified.
I know. Okay.
That's why. That's literally what I just said. You just can't cancel up from one of your normal moves. You have to use a Dragon Rush or an assist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You can combo into it, but
Yes. The statement you said before was you can't combo into it.
With
that's why
just-
I amended it. I just changed
I-
it.
Yes, I got you. Understood. Words are being spoken. Got it.
But it is unique in Dragon Ball because I think it's the only level 3 that can't be canceled into.
I think so.
I'm
at least so
thinking
far.
about it,
I
and
don't-
I can't think of anybody else.
I can't either.
Like there are other ones that you can combo into, but it's like extremely hard. But they can all be canceled into.
I
So-
think Bardock is kind of like that.
His level 3 can
his-
be canceled into.
It can. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I just-
No,
I
that's,
think
that's
I-
like one of
I've-
his.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's like one of his main combos. Is like
Is it?
you get him into the air and then Key Blast, Lariat, level 3.
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
There are a couple
Okay.
of ones like that is hard to cancel in, or yeah, it's hard to cancel into just because they like only have grounded level 3s, but like for the most part you can.
It was cool.
So.
I'll probably touch him here soon. I have to wipe the dust off of fucking fighters, but
Tell me about it.
I want to get in with these GT characters.
They're fucking cool, bro. Like, say what you will about GT, but like shit's cool.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and
I also
like,
well, speaking of GT, I also learned something about GT the other day. So Super Saiyan 4 was designed by the guy who animated who directed the fucking Frieza fight against Goku.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's super legit. Super Saiyan 4. So everyone who has a fucking issue with Super Saiyan 4 can continue to suck my balls.
Well, it's like the other thing too is that it was approved by Akira Toriyama. So
yeah, he fucking drew it on the back of one of the volumes.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think they ran it by him because they were like, we need some way to like move this along, and he was just like, yeah sure, whatever. But
and like even when the dude who made it is talking about it, he's like, I wanted something that really, shows the true power of the Saiyans or whatever. It really brings back that primal energy. It's like, yes, he gets it. He fucking gets it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like Super Saiyan Blue, but I like Super Saiyan 4 better as a design.
I think I kind of hate Super Saiyan Blue because it just is everything I kind of made fun of about Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid. I was like, ooh, one day his hair's just going to turn red or blue or some dumb shit, and they literally do that.
And lo and behold.
Yeah. So it's like, I appreciate something more like 4, which is a real transformation that comes with like a character change, as opposed to just, I made my hair blue, so now I'm stronger.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I dig it because it's at least visually interesting.
Yeah.
It's like different, and like I like that there's like an in-story reason why it's just like oh, he's using God Key now. Like I get it, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I definitely still like the look of Super Saiyan 4 better because it looks so much stronger.
Yeah.
Like you see that, like you see base Goku, and then you see like Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan 4, and you immediately think like, oh, Super Saiyan 4 is definitely the stronger form. Like.
Yeah, you in fact you would think it's like a later form in like the branch, right? You think he's some sort of monkey god now because he's all aped up and shit. Yeah.
Well, it's one of those weird things where like I was watching a video on like on that kind of stuff, essentially, and like it was essentially talking about like chakras, and like how Super Saiyan like kind of follows these levels of chakra. And how Super Saiyan Blue and Red actually follow like the chakras going down the body. So if you start in like the stomach or something and you go down, that's like it goes red then blue chakra.
Yeah.
Or that might be flipped, might be going up. But anyway, so like it was interesting, and like it would be cool if they still made Super Saiyan 4 legit in Super.
Make can somehow, yeah.
Yeah, or like
well, because in if you watch Dragon Ball Heroes. That's not canon, but they show that Super Saiyan 4 is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue because they become the Gokus from the different universes and the Vegetas from the different universes. Like they become Vegito in their highest form, and Vegito Blue gets beat by the villain, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Vegito beats him, right? But again, not canon.
Yeah.
Not canon.
It's like my biggest problem with the God shit is that it's so clearly not planned out, and like it just really feels like it just feels like a joke. Like it's so easy to just fix it. Like instead of calling Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, just call it Saiyan God and make it like a new base form, and then Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is just Super Saiyan God, and you can cut so much bullshit out. But I'm still of the opinion that there shouldn't even be a blue. It should just go to red, and it should just be Super Saiyan God, and that's it. It should be like the highest form. Like it's so weird that I don't know, like it's like they can't choose. They can't really decide what they want it to be. It's like with Ultra Instinct. It's like Ultra Instinct. Like Ultra Instinct makes no fucking sense. It's like it's not a power up. It's just
you entering a zone of
like total like the
instinct.
empty. It's like the empty mind or whatever, where your body
if
reacts
anything,
for you.
If anything, instead of your hair or like body changing, your pupils should just become like uber dilated, and then like your entire eye just becomes a like just white or something like that.
Yeah,
Like I like everything around Ultra Instinct is cool. Like the reverence people kind of have for it. It's like, okay, that's cool. Like when he finally achieves it and all the gods stand up, I get fucking chills because that's cool, right? But
Yeah.
it just otherwise, it just makes no sense.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I thought that, like, for the most part, the early stuff with Super was okay. Like, especially when he went Super Saiyan Blue and then Kaioken to that shit. Like, that was hype, and it totally made sense why he would like blow out his body, like, Jesus Christ. But
Yeah.
the other thing was like why that would be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense that it's like breaking his power because he's like powering up. But like, yeah, Ultra Instinct didn't make sense to me because like you're not getting any stronger, and it's like it doesn't matter if like you can avoid all of Jiren's attacks. You haven't done damage to him yet. Like, it doesn't matter.
Like it doesn't matter how skilled your technique is. Overwhelming strength is overwhelming strength, and
Yeah.
if the dude can punch a plant to dust, you know, it doesn't really matter if you. Yeah, it just it's so weird. And they keep saying when they keep explaining it, they're like, oh, you know, it's just a technique he learned as a martial artist or whatever, and he learned to develop it, blah blah blah, and he learned to transform it. But then he powers up, and it's like the size of the universe or whatever the fuck, and it's like. What is this form?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where it's like it's rooted in some amount of martial arts because like there is kind of like that level of you get
like
so
this is a
good.
real concept.
Yeah.
You know, but they made it into a transformation.
Yeah.
It's
well,
it's like if me knowing how to play basketball came with the transformation, you know.
Well, it's one of those things where like they should have just said like, oh, it also gives you like the ability to pinpoint your opponent's weakness or something like that. You know,
Right.
like something where it's like, okay, he could use like I don't know, fucking pressure points or whatever to like shut down Jiren's ability to fight back. Like that would be
Right.
a perfectly like I mean, it's still bullshit, but like there's a perfectly good reason why that would be okay, right? Like because then
It's a
you have like
perfectly
some
good-
explanation.
It's a perfectly good contrast to Jiren, who's all about the overwhelming power.
Yeah.
You know? So you have a form that's all about
Like
not
speed
the
and
power,
precision.
but like the. Because there's a
Precision.
in a fucking grappler Baki. They do this where this old man is like his body is just completely brittle because he's fucking 100,000 years old, but he's learned these techniques that allow him to use like, you know, just to beat people up by barely touching them essentially, you know. That's kind of what I thought Ultra Instinct would be, but it's not. It's just nothing. It's just another power up. It's just Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm done with this. I'm done.
Yeah. All right. That was a podcast.
I think that's a podcast.
I'm done.
Where can we find you, Deshaun?
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Urban Buddha, YouTube Mr. Urban Buddha, and Twitch at Super Urban Buddha.
Where can we find you, Derek?
Came in second on Twitch and YouTube and real_CIS on Twitter.
And you can find me at I Press the Buttons on YouTube and Twitch, and IPT Buttons on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, laugh at yourself. And we'll catch you next time.